Number 7. Circus Hotel and Casino. Circus has been on the Las Vegas Strip since 1968. For decades, it was a landmark, the pink and white Big Top, the Adventure Dome, and the affordable rooms that made Vegas accessible to families who could not afford properties further down the boulevard. That history is real, and it deserves acknowledgement. What is also real is this. As of 2026, Circus is ranked 231 out of 252 Las Vegas hotels on TripAdvisor. That puts it in the bottom 10% of hotels in the city. In a market with this many options, that number is not a minor footnote. It is a verdict. The resort fee at Circus runs $51.02 per night, including tax. On nights when the property advertises rooms under $50, the mandatory fee is higher than the cost of the room itself. You are paying more to exist in the building than you are paying to sleep in it. Recent guest reviews from 2025 and 2026 describe blood-stained linens, rooms with foul odors, stained sheets, and staff who did not resolve complaints. One reviewer wrote in March 2026 that the hotel was the worst in Las Vegas and said, "Do not stay here even for $1." A Reddit post from 2025 described a lobby full of unruly guests, a terrible odor throughout the property, and a room that fell well below already low expectations. Some guests still defend Circus. They knew what they were booking, they brought kids, and the cheap table minimums made it work for them. That is a legitimate experience. But for a traveler over 50 who has worked hard to enjoy retirement, arriving to a room with stained bedding and a smell that housekeeping cannot explain is not the Vegas experience you earned. The math does not help either. A $50 room plus a $51 resort fee, plus parking, plus tax is not a budget stay. It is a full-price stay in one of the worst reviewed hotels on the Strip. Number 6. OYO Hotel and Casino. OYO Las Vegas sits just off the Strip near Tropicana Avenue, far enough from the center of the action that you will need a ride to get anywhere. It was formerly known as the Hooters Casino Hotel. The rebrand did not fix the problems. The resort fee at OYO runs $50.96 per night, including tax. On nights when budget booking sites advertise rooms for $29 or $30, the resort fee alone is nearly double the room rate. A traveler who sees a $29 room and books it is not getting a $29 experience. They are getting a $75 to $80 experience in a property that multiple annual worst of lists have placed at the bottom of the Las Vegas market. Guest reviews describe worn furnishings, musty hallways, and a general atmosphere that feels intimidating late at night. The Tropicana next door was demolished in 2024, and the Oakland A's stadium is under construction on that site through 2028. Meaning the immediate area around OYO is an active construction zone with dust, noise, and disrupted road access for the foreseeable future. For a traveler on a fixed income who found what looked like a $30 room, the gap between expectation and reality at OYO is one of the sharpest on the Strip. The fee is not a resort fee in any meaningful sense. It is a surcharge for the privilege of staying somewhere you would not have booked if the total price had been disclosed up front. Number 5. The Strat Hotel Casino and Skypod. The Strat sits at the far northern end of Las Vegas Boulevard, a significant distance from the properties clustered around the center of the Strip. The observation deck and thrill rides at the top of the tower are genuine attractions, and for visitors who specifically want that experience, the location makes sense. For everyone else, the location is a liability that the resort fee does not acknowledge. The resort fee at the Strat runs $56.63 per night, including tax. On promotional nights when rooms are advertised under $50, the mandatory fee can exceed the room rate entirely. You are paying more in fees than you are paying for the room. The practical cost of staying at the north end of the Strip is transportation. A one-way ride from the Strat to the center of the Strip runs $15 to $25, depending on the time of day and traffic. For a 4-night stay, a couple making 2 round trips per day to reach the restaurants, shows, and casinos they actually came to visit can easily spend $150 to $200 in transportation costs, on top of the room rate and resort fees. Those costs do not appear anywhere in the booking process. The property has also drawn consistent complaints about dated standard rooms, unreliable housekeeping, and an area around the hotel that many older travelers describe as uncomfortable to navigate on foot at night. Even redemption stays using Best Western points are now charged the full $56.63 resort fee, eliminating a strategy that previously helped value-conscious travelers avoid the charge. Number 4. Luxor Hotel and Casino. The Luxor's pyramid is one of the most recognizable shapes on the Las Vegas Strip. The beam of light from the apex is visible from space. For decades, the Egyptian theme and the dramatic architecture made it a destination in its own right. In 2026, that experience is significantly diminished, and the fees have not followed the quality downward. The resort FE at Luxor runs $51.02 per night, including tax. MGM charges separately for self-parking and valet, adding another $18 to $25 per night for guests arriving by car. A traveler who books a promotional rate of $79 per night is looking at a real nightly cost of approximately $130 to $140 before tax, nearly double the advertised price. A March 2026 TripAdvisor review described rooms not cleaned on 2 of 4 days, an inability to reach anyone by phone, a nearly non-existent food court, and a key restaurant closed during the stay. The same reviewer noted that rooms had no refrigerators and no coffee makers, and that the pool required advance reservations, raising the question of what exactly the $51 resort fee was covering. The Luxor lost its buffet in March 2025 after more than 30 years of operation. The Pyramid Tower rooms draw persistent complaints about worn carpets, outdated fixtures, and maintenance issues that have compounded over years of deferred investment. The land the Luxor sits on is appraised at significantly more than the revenue the property generates, which tells you precisely how MGM views its future. You are paying 2026 prices for a 1993 experience. Number 3. The Rio Hotel and Casino. The Rio looks like a comeback story. Dreamscape Companies purchased it from Caesars in 2019 for $516 million and committed to a $350 million renovation. Phase 1 wrapped at the end of 2024 with new rooms in one tower and a refreshed casino floor. Phase 2 is frozen. The older Masquerade Tower sits completely untouched. Guests who book without reading the fine print are discovering that a hotel in the middle of a renovation is not the same experience as a hotel that has finished one. The resort fee at the Rio runs $56.69 per night, including tax. One guest received a $170 resort fee invoice for a stay during which both the pool and hot tub were completely closed. They had not been informed of the closure at the time of booking. Another guest paid over $500 per night for a premium room, was moved to a smaller room in a different tower when problems arose, and received no further compensation beyond a waived resort fee for non-working Wi-Fi. The Rio is also off the Strip. There is no pedestrian walkway connecting it to the main boulevard, and rideshare trips to the center of the action add up quickly over a multi-day stay. A renovation hotel charging full resort fees for amenities that are closed or under construction is not delivering the value the fee implies. At the Rio in 2026, that gap is not theoretical. It is documented in guest invoices. Number 2. The Flamingo Las Vegas. The Flamingo opened in 1946. It is the oldest casino on the Las Vegas Strip and one of the most storied addresses in American entertainment history. For generations of Vegas visitors, it was the starting point of everything that came after. In 2026, the Flamingo's history is being used to sell rooms that the property can no longer justify at the prices being charged. The resort fee at the Flamingo runs $56.63 per night, including tax. Caesars charges for parking at the property unless you have qualifying loyalty status. On nights when base rooms are advertised in the $60 to $80 range, the resort fee alone approaches or exceeds the room rate before parking and tax are added. A 3-night stay at an advertised rate of $69 per night becomes approximately $375 to $400 all in once fees, parking, and taxes are applied. A Reddit post from October 2025 titled "Worst Vegas Stay Ever" at the Flamingo described a couple who both got food poisoning, a persistent sewage smell in the room, trash left untouched by housekeeping across multiple days, and staff who acknowledged the sewage smell but offered no resolution. The same thread included reports of bed bugs. A longtime guest who had stayed at the Flamingo approximately 10 times described a steady decline in room quality and customer service that had reached the point of no return. Caesars Entertainment posted a company-wide net loss of $502 million in 2025. The Flamingo generates the lowest revenue per square foot across the entire Caesars Strip portfolio while sitting on land appraised at over $600 million. The guests paying resort fees at the Flamingo are absorbing the financial pressure directly. Before we get to number 1, Harrah's Las Vegas deserves a mention. It sits in one of the best locations on the Strip and charges a resort fee of $56.63 per night, including tax. Add paid parking at $18 to $25 per day, and a midweek booking of $65 per night becomes approximately $140 all in. Vegas 411, a well-regarded local Las Vegas publication, has specifically described Harrah's as having the worst staff on the Strip. Reddit and TripAdvisor reviews consistently describe long check-in lines, dismissive front desk interactions, and difficulty getting basic issues resolved. A great location should come with great service. At Harrah's in 2026, you are paying for one and consistently getting the other. Keep that in mind for number 1. Number 1. The Wynn Las Vegas. The Wynn is the undisputed standard of luxury on the Las Vegas Strip. It is immaculate. It is beautiful. Every surface has been considered. Every detail has been executed. If you want to understand what Las Vegas aspires to be at its absolute best, the Wynn is the answer. It is also number 1 on this list. And the reason is not the quality. The reason is the gap between what you are told and what you pay. The resort fee at the Wynn runs $62.30 per night, including tax. That is the highest confirmed resort fee on the Las Vegas Strip in 2026. For a standard 5-night stay, you are paying $311.50 in resort fees alone before your first meal, your first cocktail, or your first chip hits the table. The incidental hold-it check-in runs $150 per night for a standard room. For a suite, that hold jumps to $200 to $500 per night. A 5-night trip in a nice room can freeze over $1,000 of your credit limit for the duration of your stay, plus 3 to 7 business days after checkout. That money is not available for dinners, shows, or anything else while the hotel holds it. The automated minibar sensors at the Wynn are among the most sensitive in the industry. Pick up a bottle of water to check the price and hold it for more than 60 seconds, and the charge appears on your bill automatically. A single bottle of water runs up to $15. The minibar is stocked entirely with the hotel's products, with no space to store your own items. A longtime Wynn guest who had stayed there for 15 consecutive years wrote that the property now feels like every interaction is a transaction. Early check-in costs $50 to $100. Late checkout costs another $100. The guest described feeling shaken upside down to see what falls out of their pockets. The Wynn is still the most beautiful hotel on the Strip. Nothing on this list comes close to matching its physical quality. But beauty at this price, with these charges, under these conditions, is not a luxury experience. It is an expensive one. And for a traveler who budgeted carefully for a trip to Las Vegas, the difference between those two things is the difference between a vacation you remember fondly and a bill you are still thinking about on the flight home. If this video helped you avoid a mistake, subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. And if you want to know which hotels on the Strip charge 0 resort fees, that video is already on this channel. The price you see should be the price you pay. Not every hotel in Las Vegas has forgotten that.